Hi guys. This is a project that I'm working on for my house. This will go in the living room, and it's a box. I've had the heart on it, and I took my heat gun that I use. That thing will melt the skin off your bones. Um, Heated it up on the inside and out, and very gently ran a knife that I have just for this project. Well, I used it on Amanda's first, and so I just tucked it away in my craft stuff so it doesn't get put back in the kitchen and used again. I always have something on hand if I need it. And just kept working it until I got the glue loosened up around it, and so that's apart. And now I'm going to sand it down a little bit, and then we'll gesso and paint. I am going to gesso this box. On Amanda's, I had asked, does people paint or you know what, and a lot of people, more people said they just paint it than gesso. I am going to gesso because I've done more research, just because a friend of mine, Jane, Velocity Vet 08, she's a huge gesso person. She believes in gessoing a lot of stuff. And so I started researching gesso more. And gesso is good for, like, this wood. It has acidity in it, and so putting gesso, covering it in gesso, is gonna help stop that from coming through and, you know, eventually, I guess, eating away at your paper and stuff. It's just gonna make whatever you do last longer. So I will be gessoing wood products from now on, that's for sure. And Jane always claims that gesso gives you a more true color out of your paints or whatever you're using to color stuff with. Gesso help gives it a truer color than, like, you know, your wood or paper or whatever you're painting on. So, and that I like. But I didn't want to have to paint. I didn't want to have to gesso Amanda's because the gesso I had sort of thin, and I didn't know what it would do on the wood. I was actually afraid of it warping it. So I have some different gesso now. And this is actually made in the United States. And if I can buy stuff at home, I will. That's, you know, you know, you support your country all you can in one way or another, especially if it's, I'm all about supporting small businesses, always. So, but, it's a lot thicker. I'm going to have to do a gesso comparison one day, but I like this better, and I'm not afraid to apply it to the wood. So right now we're just going to get started. I need to stop rambling. I'm going to, because there is some glue stuff on here, and I learned a lot when I was making Amanda's box. Maybe not at the time. I wish I would have sanded it down a little bit more than what I did to lay the heart back on. I found it laid a little wobbly because it had a bunch of glue, and I tried to get some of it off, and then it started actually cracking the heart, and I was afraid of breaking it. So, but I have a nail file, and I'm just going to use this, and we're just going to go over it a little bit. I'm just going to go over it and just try and smooth the wood out. So today is actually, it's a little bit warmer. I mean, it's not bad to go outside. You need a, you know, you still need a jacket and stuff, but it's awful gloomy out there. I mean, the skies are gray like it. If it was colder, I'd be worried about snow. That's a, you know how the sky's like when it's going to snow. And then, look at that big old chunk. I know that's glue. Yeah, can I get you? Um, so Joe come home and he was in a bear of a mood last night when he come home. Poor fella. Sometimes I think he just tries to protect me a little too much. Because I didn't find out till this morning what was actually going on. And, it seems where we just moved out of, we still have a lot of stuff like down in the barn and stuff. And Joe's always kept his tools down in the barn. And, because Joe's a floor layer, carpet layer, he does tile, he does wood, he does carpet, he does it all. And, he doesn't keep all his tools on his hands because depending on what job he's doing, you know, and when work's slow, Joe knows how to plumb and, do electric and stuff, so he has tools for that too. But, he's mainly a floor guy. And he had stuff in, you know, that kind of business. You collect tools. And he has some very expensive tools. And we still have stuff in the barn because we just don't have no place to put them here yet. And, you know, where we were living, they don't care because they're not renting it out again or anything. It's actually my best friend, the house that she grew up in. So we had stuff. We have an enclosed porch at that other house, and we had stuff stored there that, you know, the temperature needed to be regulated on it and stuff. So that came in the house on that enclosed porch. And then the other stuff, the bigger stuff and everything, Joe kept at the barn. And come to find out, yesterday, there was a guy that's telling him, hey, I know somebody that's got some stuff for sale. And, you know, Joe's like, well, don't really have the money to be buying tools right now. And he said, well, he said he's like Joe, he likes to wheel and deal. You know, and if Joe can wheel and deal, Joe will wheel and deal. And so, you know, he went over there to see what they had. And got over there and started looking. And Joe was looking at his own tools. They were Joe's tools. A big old, I can't even think of what they're called. Big table saw that he had. A couple of his drills. And Joe buys DeWalt tools. They're not cheap. You know, I mean, they're not cheap, but they will last. It's one of those things, you know, you invest in what, you know, your stuff. And, Milwaukee stuff, and, you know, and here he is. I mean, he's looking at his own tools. And the guy, he's asking the guy, he said, are these stolen? And the guy's like, nah, no. And, he said, do you know where they come from? And he said, no, not really. He said, somebody was down on their luck, he said, and I was helping them out, you know. And, he said, but you're for sure they're not stolen? And he said, no, I don't think they are. And I guess Joe told him, he said, I think they are. And surprised that guy. And, so Joe had to buy several of his own tools back, believe it or not. There's a sander that the guy said he did sell, so Joe didn't get that. He bought his table saw back. He had a toolbox with a bunch of tools in that. He bought that back. I don't even know how many tools he brought back yesterday. Yeah, so right now we're still trying to figure out who did it. That's the only thing. Because whoever did it, I think they know us. That they knew that the house was empty. And they would have had to have gone in through the old driveway. Because if they would have went in the other driveway, where can I throw this now? In the barn driveway, where the barn is, Diane and Donna and all their family would have seen it. Because it's right there. And, well, crap. Oh, here, just let me get one of these. And, they would have seen it from the road. They would have seen a vehicle pulled up in that barn driveway, you know. So they had to go through our driveway where the house is and backed in because actually where the road is and where the driveway is, it's way up off the road. And so somebody could have been parked in our old driveway, and nobody would have been the wiser and known they were there because of how high it is off the road and the trees and stuff that block it from the road. And Joe got back one of his drills. I know at least one. There might have been two. And Joe said that the drills were in the house. So someone has been in the house too. So that's just, you know, slime balls is all I can say. Just slime balls. Okay, now, this is part, and I've already lost the plastic thing. So I've put it down somewhere. I'll find it. But this was in here. I'm not sure if I'm going to put this back in here or not. And I always keep my hearts as a template, just in case. But we are going to file this down. So, all I'm going to do, next thing I'm going to do is gesso. And I will gesso this because regardless, if I use it on a different product, it will still be gessoed. But I do want to get this rough stuff off. That's uneven right there. These little nail files are really great. Oh look, that took it right off. Ha! I like that. They're strong enough, but they don't damage a lot either, and they're very nice if you're Mod Podging. So, okay. But I am gonna move my paper out of the way. Put it up there for right now. Stay. Put that right there. Where's my Swiffer? I love my Swiffer. Everything gets Swiffered in my house. So yeah, my poor fella. I feel bad for him. You know, Joe's the type of guy, he'd take his shirt off his back for anybody. I've seen him do it, actually. And have someone steal from him like that. Wow. You guys know me, I'd just assume kick somebody in the family jewels. Okay, I'm going to have two brushes because I'm going to use one to paint. Because after I prime, I will paint. And, I like the feel of that one better. It's a little bit thicker. That one's a little bit stiffer. Ooh, what's in there? It feels clogged up with something a little bit right there. Okay, so I'm just going to worry about gesso right now. This gesso is a lot thicker than what I'm used to. I've not used it yet. I've been waiting. And I am going to put my stuff, I'm going to use this tin because I don't want to have to clean up my mat. I'm lazy. And we don't want to waste anything either, so I'm getting everything off the top. Ah. I'm not sure how much it will take, because this is thick. I'm not going to water it down either. I know you can water some of the thicker gessos down, but I'm not going to do that. And we'll just see how this goes because I really have no idea. And I may not even like this brush for gesso, now that it's thicker. Okay. So, yeah. we're dealing with that. And hopefully we'll figure out who it is. Joe didn't go to the cops yet. Actually, he's the type of guy, he doesn't want to get the other guy in trouble. He doesn't know who this other guy is, but Joe said he seemed like a nice person. He didn't seem like he was dealing stolen goods, which made Joe feel better, and I'm not liking this brush for thick gesso at all. So he's not. Called the cops. Let's try this. He's going to try and see if they can figure out. The guy gave him a last name. Joe never heard of it before. And we don't live in a super big town. Usually you know people that know somebody. But he had never heard of this person before. So, and Joe being a carpet layer, I mean, you know, we've been here for years. He knows a lot of people. But he said he wasn't even aware of this name before, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. And all I was going to do is gesso. And this is probably going to be several parts, guys. This video. Because I won't blow dry my stuff dry. Something else I learned from Jane. She's a big thing about letting things dry on their own instead of blow drying them. And so a lot of things I do take her advice on because, well, she's been doing it longer than me. She's a lot better at stuff than I am. And she's already lived it and learned it. So if I can avoid a hard lesson through someone else, don't want that icky stuff on there, then that's what I'm going to do. So tell you, I'm liking this creamy. Like how creamy that is. Okay, now I know one thing I'm going to do right away. Where is it? I'm going to... I don't want my holes closing up where I got to put my hardware back on. So I'm going to stick that in there. Wipe my tool off. Some of them clogged up, some of them didn't. Huh. But it just makes it, now that I found out from Amanda's, unclog your holes really fast. Or it makes it harder to try and find it through paper when you're done. And this is going to take a couple coats, I can tell that already, and that's fine. That's fine with me. So, and this here, I don't know if I said it or not, is going to go in the living room for stuff, just on the end table. Joe can have like his tweezers and clippers and just little, you know, things. I can put my lip gloss, have it right there handy if I need it for chapped lips, because it is winter. Oh, I shouldn't have done that first. But and I already know I'm going to go in the same direction that I did Amanda's with the black paper and the white script, because surprisingly Joe liked that a lot. So, and a lot of my other paper is more girly for him. And since he liked the black paper with the script on it, we're going to go with that. I had bought more of it a few months back. Huh. Where is that gunk coming from? Oh, you know, I didn't even think about wiping my wood down, and I bet that's where it's coming from. Okay. Oh. Oh, am I even in? Yeah, I was in frame. Okay. Let's get the gunk out of this. You just need a pokey tool. I don't have a pokey tool. I'm not exactly sure where this came from, but I have it, so I use it. I need to get one of those pokey tools someday. I think they're made by Tim Holtz, the ones that I've seen other people use. So, jeez, that's almost dry though. I'm going to set it down. I don't care. I'm going to set it down. It's not like it's going to stick to that mat. But what I am going to do, because I can feel the dust, and that was really stupid of me, I have to wipe that out. I know better. Because I do want to gesso the inside too. Boy, I'm going to have to get some more of this. I can tell that. I'm going to have to get a couple jars because it only comes in, this is 8 ounces. And the other one I had was 64 ounces. So, and I don't know if it's necessary to do the inside, but I am papering the inside and stuff. So, I think I'm painting the inside, or papering the inside. I may just paper it, I'm not sure. But I'm covering everything. I'm just covering it all. It's my desk. There's something, I have something in my desk. I don't know what it is. I'll have to figure out what it is. But this desk moves all of a sudden, and you hear it squeaking for some reason, and I'm not sure what is causing that, but I'll have to figure it out because that drives me mad. It drives me mad. I noticed it the other day. So, in this desk, I'm not even sure where Joe got it, but Joe picked up this desk somewhere and around town here, and I love it because it's metal. I mean, I can set my heating tool and everything down right on it and don't have to worry about it hurting anything. And it has, on the bottom of it, it has 3 plug-ins. I'm sorry, you have to look at my big head. Sorry about that, guys. I just don't want to move it right now. And which plugs, there's one main plug that goes into an outlet, so it has electricity running to it. And I have my heat gun, as you saw, and my one table lamp is plugged into it, and then I have my glue gun is plugged into it. So that's very nice. And then the back of it has like, I don't know, a thing that comes out about this wide, metal thing on the back of it. And I've got like my Martha Stewart score pad on there, and or scoreboard, and my new envelope punch is sitting back there. My heat gun sits back there. My glue gun sits up here. It don't sit back there. But I mean, it's got nice storage for stuff like that. It makes it very handy. Okay, got that done. How long have we been recording? Oh, this is going on 25 minutes, guys, so I'm going to end here because that's long enough. And this will give my me time for the gesso to dry. And I've still got to gesso this heart, and I may go ahead and do a second, I will do a second coat on it. And when we come back, we'll be ready to, we'll go through some paper that I'd like to use. We'll pick out some paper, and we'll paint it and stuff. Okay? See you guys later. Bye.